has
So if you watch this video, you just wasted your time.
I'm scared to leave. Like, he's going to fire me.
Dude, there's some people out there that would be like, that's the sickest tradition ever. Sleep me. Sleep me now.
This is not an attack on Pedro Sauer. I am not calling Pedro Sauer out. This is completely, down the wings. This has nothing to do with him. It was in the lineage, and that was exposed in the Reddit forum, but this has nothing to do with him. Welcome back to the Belt Off Podcast. Today, let's talk about initiations into your new belt. Some are hazing rituals, some are celebrations, some are honoring, and some are just crazy. So one of the biggest ones that popped up was the video that I'll be showing here. And you can see that the person is going out. He had just received his new belt. And this comes out of the Pedro Sauer lineage. Now, with any of these things, we have to understand why they happened. And so, Pedro Sauer, as far as I understand, this came from judo, where judo, when you got your promotion, everybody got thrown. And Jiu Jitsu, they needed something. So, they started your last choke at your belt and your initiation into your new belt. And from what I understand from all the comments and everything is the people that are directly associated with Pedro Sauer and the black belts that are directly under him, they don't choke people out. This is a honoring type of a situation where it's just a, hey, you tap, welcome to your new belt. The problem is when things get diluted and down the line, things start getting corrupted. And you can say that this doesn't happen, but there's video evidence that it happens. One of the Reddit forums that I found, he was a Pedro Sauer black belt. This was anonymous, but he said that when he opened his new gym, for the first 2 years, he did the initiation with the choke. But the problem was everyone tried to one-up the other person, and it just turned out that everyone was getting choked out. Now, again, the Pedro Sauer black belts that are directly under him, I heard from a bunch of you guys, and you say you never put the person out. If the person doesn't tap, you just let go. It is what it is. But they are supposed to tap because it's supposed to signify their last tap at that belt, not to prove how big you are. Now, with all these things, there's always, one up, and you want to impress your coach. You want to do these things, I think, that you find, and it just turns into this cascade effect if you don't have strong leadership.
Funny.
But we can go into all the other ones, right? There are the gauntlet where you get whipped in belts, and I've seen ones where they're just slapping each other on the back, hey, congratulations. And then I've also seen ones where they are literally creating lacerations on the back. And then you're, more prone to mat-borne illnesses and staph and all the things. So there's a health aspect to that too.
Right.
Thoughts?
It's just something that got blown out of proportion. I think, like you said, it turned into one-upping or whatever, which is funny because, you want to impress your coach by not doing what you're supposed to do.
Right,
it's fucking stupid. It wouldn't impress me. I'd be like, you're an idiot, So I think what happened there was, I think you touched on the leadership or whatever, because, in my gym, because to be honest, if you look at how if it's it's just supposed to be a last tap, it's innocent. It's cool, little tradition, tap out, right? And the leader would have been responsible, right? Because the first time he did it and that dude didn't tap, he's like, "What are you doing?" And the kid starts to go out. You'd be responsible to go, this is what you don't do, right? And tell the whole, tell the whole class, don't ever do that again. You're stupid, right? And then so obviously something was impressive. Maybe the coach acted like, I don't know. But yeah, it came down to the leadership in that one situation. Correct. And that's what you gotta understand. That's that one situation, I mean, of all the Pedro Sauer black belts who do this last choke and get it, none of them, I seriously doubt any of them ever intended for it to get there. Yeah. And I personally don't even think that the fact that it did get there with some guy and it got recorded is a reason to necessarily say nobody should be doing this. Right. Why not, man? You should just do it right, stupid. Yeah. Tap when it's supposed to be. Though, right? What's that?
There was multiple situations, though, right?
Yeah, okay. I mean, multiple times, right? So that makes sense. So basically, one of the guys that was at that guy's class ended up making his own gym, and then right. So yeah, it could still grow, but I don't think it would grow into anything that's so insane that you should say nobody should ever do these ceremonies because there's a potential they'll grow. No, I'm gonna do, dude. I mean, we do a gauntlet. It's not the walking gauntlet. Usually, it's a shark tank. That's what we should call it because that's what it is. It's a shark tank, right? And I could see down the line somebody saying you should never do those because this gym makes you train till you puke, and that's bad for you. Because what if maybe, to be honest, it could turn into that, bro. It could easily turn into, we do a 45-minute Shark Tank, and that's how it started. And then one of my students years down the line, says, well, that guy threw up, and you should go till you throw up.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, it's not, now it's a gauntlet that you go, or a Shark Tank till you puke. It becomes unhealthy. And So I could see even our cool thing turning into some trash if a trash person gets a hold of it. So just, it's, I don't think it's a reason to not do any of this stuff. It's just a reason to show them, teach them how you do it.
And what is the Shark Tank?
It's just you getting whooped on for 45 minutes straight. And not necessarily whooped on. You might be whooping everybody's ass for 45 minutes straight. Who knows? But it's to push you hard. Guys have thrown up. Guys have gotten hurt during it. You stay in the middle. You just never leave.
Oh, okay.
You're basically, if let's say there's 5 guys getting promoted, I throw 5 guys on the mat. And I say, jump on them, guys, and one at a time.
As soon as you tap, you stay there, and the new person comes in. New person
or as soon as they tap. Or it's position.
For the first 10 minutes, maybe.
Right. It's like guard passing. I'll say, okay, guard passing, right? And if you pass the guard, next guy runs in to pass your guard again. Okay. Right? So, but you just never leave,
Going
essentially.
Back to the chokeout thing, I do feel like it needs to be handled within. So if you're a black belt that's under Pedro Sauer and you see bad behavior of these other people choking them out, I think it's up to you to say, hey, that's not cool, instead of being like, oh, I've done this and I've never had an issue. I understand that you've never had an issue, but you can also say that, this isn't the Pedro Sauer way, this isn't the way that we do it, this was taken out of, proportion. If you're
the type of person that wants to go put your cape on and be like, oh, I'm gonna go and bring awareness to I'm just not that kind of guy. I would, if I was a Pedro Sauer black belt and all my belts I did the tap thing, and I understand the tradition and I do it correctly, and I heard about that, I mean, what would you expect me to do?
Just leave a comment saying this isn't the way.
Why? You don't have to leave a comment, bro. You do your own thing. I mean, there's no obligation to speak.
Sure.
It is there. I mean, unless you think there is. I feel. Use iMessages, Michael. All right. I feel that there's no obligation to do that. You could roll your eyes at it.
Yeah.
Why not just go? And walk away. What's the matter with that?
I think it just makes, when there's a video because this thing got 152,000 views on his Instagram, and then he turned off comments. And that just...
He was probably getting ridiculed.
Exactly. And I think that...
Because it is dumb.
And I think that right there should let him know. Because if nobody says anything, he's just going to keep doing it.
Why would you think nobody said anything if it got so many people saying stuff that he turned it off? Obviously, people said something.
And I think people should have said something.
They did, though. He turned his comments off.
Yeah.
So
he left the video up, though, which is interesting.
Well, yes. I mean, he wanted them views, bro. Maybe he's on getting monetized.
He had 12 videos. They all have 20 views each. And then
now he's one of those. Right. I mean, maybe he's one of the views.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he obviously knew that the public opinion on it wasn't good, so because he shut the comments off. So I don't feel like it's a situation where he didn't get told. I don't think it's a situation where somebody should have spoke up and done more, even, dude, because the public took care of that, dude. He had to shut the comments off. You don't think he got told? He got told, man. And as far as whatever, should the other black belts have some obligation to do anything more than just not do that same thing themselves? Not in my opinion.
Okay.
Do you think the students would question that if they were watching that? Because I would be like, dude, fuck that. I don't want
I mean, dude, there's some people out there that would be like, that's the sickest tradition ever. Sleep me. Sleep me now. So there's
a lot of guys like that. Because I
Oh,
posted
straight.
the gauntlet with the belt whipping thing of like severe bruising and lacerations.
seen that, yeah.
And some of the people were like, if I don't get this, if I don't get hit like that in my promotion, I don't want it.
That's how you're raised. That's
That's
how they're
like,
raised in
ooh,
jiu-jitsu, man.
yeah.
Different families.
Yeah.
It's just like a real family, right? Different families, different
Like, that's what
traditions.
they know, so they accept it.
They love it.
Yeah.
They don't just accept it, but they embrace it. Some guys embrace it, and it's a rite of passage, and they hope that they could have a scar from it. And they want to be able to say, hey, my black belt, bro, you see that right there? That was from when I got my black belt.
So there's a couple ways that you can look at this. There are the people who that's just their style and they love it.
Right.
And then there's another group of people who think that this might just be the way. And those are the people that I feel for, is because
They're not kidnapped and trapped and
Right.
held hostage
Yeah.
at their gym, bro.
No, it's true.
And they have access to the internet, and they can see, dude, I don't think anybody's forced to stay at one of those gyms.
Yeah.
Dude, if they don't want, I mean, yeah, unless they're so sheltered and they don't have internet at home and they just like, this is like, all I know is this gym.
And
Leave.
They're scared to leave. They're like, he's going to fire
No,
me.
no, leave the gym.
I don't know if
Leave the gym.
but there's a lot of psychology here. It's a lot like how the no-touch places, they go into, when they first start, a lot of times it's legitimate technique and everything, and then they get so high up into the system, and then they're like, okay, now I'm going to teach you this no-touch stuff, and it's like, well, do you continue, or do you just go, man, all this other stuff has been fantastic, but this is sketchy, but, whatever, because this has been so great. I've been here for this amount of time, and this is what I need to
It's a
do.
little different comparison, but,
Yeah.
but I mean,
To
I
get-
get, yeah, you're making your opinion. You're basically,
Yeah.
you're deciding if this is BS, is this something I'm into or not, and then you're acting on it.
And
And then,
they-
so you're staying there if you're into it,
Yeah.
or you're not if you're not, right?
And these videos are tough because there's so many different ways to look at it.
They're also outliers, and I'm
They
not
are,
big
yeah,
on outliers,
yeah.
bro. I don't like to give a lot of focus to outliers. I don't.
Yeah.
It's like, why? We're gonna like act like we gotta build awareness and like and like march and
Yeah.
hold and protest for like those 4 guys that do that. No,
Yeah.
dude, that's so few people that do that, dude, that I don't think we should care. And to the point where even if like that's kind of why as
So
a-
if you watch this video,
the
you
Pedro
just
Sauer
wasted your
guys.
time.
I don't know where that
We made a
connection
video.
comes. No, bro. Honestly, no.
Yeah.
You want me to be real? I mean, if you want to be
No.
honest. Like I thought you wasted your time on the whole post.
Okay.
Real talk.
Yeah.
Like what's the what's accomplished?
I thought I was just stirring up controversy.
I think
That's exactly what it was. You stirred up controversy.
I was
bro.
going for awareness, but yeah.
Awareness about the 4 outliers. Okay, that's where I wouldn't do it.
One of my
We need
comments.
justice.
One of
Need
my-
justice for those 4 guys. They shouldn't do it.
One of my comments was like, I recommend jiu-jitsu for just about everyone. And if I had like a sister or somebody that I've recommended to a gym,
Yeah.
and
Why would you recommend them to that gym, bro?
that's the thing is like if I recommended them do jiu-jitsu and
Right.
they found a gym and then something like that happened, I'd be like,
Right.
ah.
And then you'd be like,
Man,
I
get
forgot.
out of there.
Go to a different gym.
Yeah.
Because I forgot to say that there's some weird gyms out there.
But
How did you
yeah.
feel bad, though? I don't know. Now, if she got abused, bro, and something bad happened, I'd be, oh, my God. it's not even
I would argue to
Oh,
say
guilty.
that if they're putting people unconscious at the promotion, like there's other things going on.
Oh, that's a big allegation
That
there,
is.
bro. That's a really
But-
big allegation. I would not agree with that
Yeah.
just because how do you make that connection?
I think it's a mindset of having that sort of.
I think Dylan nailed it, bro. That was just a controversy or stir. And I mean, and I think when you do that, and that like here's what how I saw it, bro, because I was reading through like, the comments, and I'm going, I'm not really acknowledging to myself the fact that this doesn't happen very often. So
Right.
I'm getting
Right,
emotionally into it a little bit, and then I see that one Pedro Sauer black belt guy commented, "Hey, this is now it's done, guys.
Yeah.
This is like very rare." And then with that one comment, I literally went, "Oh, okay." No joke, bro.
No,
and at that point, my thought was, well, now it's all good.
Yeah.
Like it's no longer. It's now a super outlier thing. This guy came in and said, "Guys, it's not how we do it." I was literally good. I even liked it. I liked
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
and
No,
I
I
was
like
like,
that
I was
too,
like, Yeah, we're done. And then that's when you came back, and that was like an opportunity where you had the option to either say, I get it now, or double down. You doubled down, bro. You doubled down, and you were like bringing awareness, like you were button that cape up, save something. And I, at that point, like, not initially, when you initially made the post, it was like, oh, I get it. But once that guy explained it, once somebody said, you didn't realize this, but just, that's the point where me personally would have been like, I get it. All right, I'd gone, good. I'm glad you guys aren't all doing that. Whoa, man.
No, the reason that I went that way is because when that sort of thing came up and then I saw it, I just started doing research because I did post it just, here it is.
It's crazy looking.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Yeah. And then what I found is it actually came out of a lineage, and I was like, oh man, this might be bigger than what I had expected. And so I started looking through the Reddit forums, and this is big. And so it was more than just a handful of things that had happened, and that's why I went back and it was like, well, this needs to be addressed.
When you said this is big, what's big? Like how many people are doing it, or the fact that people are doing it?
Well, one of them, I mean, that Reddit post said for 2 years, basically, people were getting choked out.
He's talking about one gym, bud.
Yeah.
He's talking about one gym.
Right. And then he stopped it.
So when I, maybe you don't know, when I refer to outliers, that's what I mean.
Right.
So you want to raise awareness about one gym, bud? Okay, you can take your time and do that. I'd be training. I'd rather train.
There's that.
I mean, honestly, in the last couple of weeks, bro, you've gotten a lot of posts in, and not as much training. You know, sickness sucks, but like honestly, what's the priority here? I don't know. I feel like that was just up until once it got explained.
Yeah.
At that point on, it became I wonder if Nick's going to double down on this, or I wonder if he's going to say, oh, I get it now.
I actually thought about not doing this video today. I was like, well, but no, I think this is going to summarize the whole post and kind of bring it together because we got all our perspectives on it. And of course, you can leave your perspective in the comments and everything, and it is what it is. I just feel like that type of behavior is just unnecessary.
I wouldn't want it to bring any negative light on Pedro Sauer.
100%, and I did post that.
That's Megaton's friend, bro.
I posted at the top of this thing, this is not an attack on Pedro Sauer. I am not calling Pedro Sauer out. This is completely, down the wings. This has nothing to do with him. It was in the lineage, and that was exposed in the Reddit forum. But this has nothing to do with him.
Doesn't it feel like thin ice, bro? When you it just feels like thin ice to me. I think that's where I start to, lean away because it just feels like thin ice. Like why? And then I say, if there's a dang good reason, okay. And the reason is because there's an outlier gym we want to raise awareness about.
And with that, I hope you enjoyed. Leave the comments. All right.
What is the other ones?
Well, that one sucked.
No, that was great, bro.
For you. And again, so
you got how you felt out.
Yeah.
How does that suck for you?
Oh, I got scolded by you.
No, bro. No, I don't think I scolded you. Did I? Dylan's the did I think I'll let bro. Honestly, did I scold him a little bit? A little bit.
You were honest with your opinion?
I didn't mean to.
He was playing politics.
Hey, honest to God, bro, if I did, I'm sorry, because I didn't mean to. I was
But
genuinely
I see how you can
trying
see it's
to
like
not.
a thin line.
No, it is thin ice. It is thin ice, and I knew that
feel
going.
Bad now.
No,
Was I did?
no, it's fine. It's fine.
Because I didn't want to be. I was actually telling myself like this isn't a big deal in my head. Like, don't get mad, Michael, because I'm not. I'm not mad about it at all. At all, not even a little bit. I was just trying to say how
you
it felt.
came out like part of it was like this was kind of a nonsense thing to even talk about.
That's how I felt.
No,
not to talk about right now.
Right.
To spend the time posting about is what I meant.
Perfectly fine.
I'm sorry if I was mean. Bro.
No. You weren't mean. You were just saying
I'm
how it is.
sorry if I scolded you.
But
too.
that's why we have different people in here, right?
I felt like that made it a good.
Yeah.
So when you said that sucked, I was like, no, I thought that was.
It's not for me.
I didn't want it to suck for you.
When I post this lasts like 3 minutes, and kind of like that other one that I posted, it was like, this one's gonna make me look a little bad. But here it goes because it is what it is, and that's perfectly fine.
But people are gonna agree with you, bro.
I don't think it makes you
So
look bad. It's
yeah,
just your
that's where
opinion
I
on
don't
the
know if it's
situation,
gonna. I don't
you
think
know?
making you look bad is right. I think there's gonna be a group of people that are like, how can you not think that's a big enough deal? To you know, yeah. And there's gonna be the other lazy fucks like me. They're like, oh, I don't fucking look at that, right? So it is what it is, man. I mean, I didn't mean to fucking.
I was just
I
saying,
didn't mean to be a dick.
It's all good. No, you weren't being a dick.
Or
it was just like
anything.
I
I feel like I
stepped
went
on mine
off
a
too
little.
much on the brown belt one, and I told myself, don't do that, Michael, anymore. Like, be nice.
the Bravo one was good though.
I know, but I got so like veins popping out of my
It was
neck.
like
and shit.
passionate. It was like passionate, dude. It was
fired
hella
me up.
motivating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
I'm
well,
like, what? I got a lot of work to do.
no,
keep
but
me in line,
this
bro.
is why no
give me like an under the table kick if I'm being a dick.
no this is why you're here though. This is why you're here though.
Okay.
This is why he's here.
Yeah.
This is why you're here.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
Otherwise, I could be like,
Just right. Okay.
my word is God. No, I bring you guys in to challenge me.
Yeah, good.
So yeah.
all right.
Like I was talking to that guy earlier. I was like, I say stupid shit all the time, and my thoughts are only as big as the evidence behind them. If I find something that proves me wrong, I'll go that way.
Right. Or and it doesn't have to prove you wrong, bro. It could just give you a perspective
exactly.
shift.
I'll switch my
Honestly,
thoughts
it's
on
just
something.
a perspective shift. That's why it's not right or wrong. None of that was right or wrong.
Right.
I'm
Yeah,
not
you see
right or
people all
wrong.
the time go back and be like, I did believe it was like this, but after this and that.
Oh, totally.
it's something else.
Or like the
Change
way
my
I
perspective.
honestly felt was, this is insane. Oh, I got the explanation.
Yeah.
Oh, we're
Yeah.
good.